Good morning, St. Francis. It is Wednesday, January the 13th, 2021, Wednesday of the first week of the year. It is a frosty morning in Carolina. I am coming to you from the side of the church building itself. There it is, behind the grove of trees. Pastoral offices right there. And if you look, there is actually frost on the rooftops. So a bit of a chilly morning this morning, but it is rather sunny and beautiful, as you can see. Again, we continue the beginning of Jesus's earthly mission in Mark's Gospel, as we always do at the beginning of the year. We begin always with the earliest, as Scripture scholars understand it, the earliest of the Gospels that were written, and that is Mark's Gospel. And Jesus, after being baptized again in the Jordan, just begins sort of this amazing work, which, if you look at it in one way, is just spectacle after spectacle after spectacle. It is chasing out demons. It is healing this person, that person. It is all of this confrontation with evil. It is more superhero-esque in one way than it is, in other ways, the signs of the Messiah in our midst. Everyone is looking for Jesus. Peter goes after him. After he heals Peter's mother-in-law, which is always very interesting, he heals Peter's mother-in-law and then kind of expects her to make dinner for them. Or she does it on her own accord. In any event, she just got out of bed and she's being made to cook. You think that Jesus could have made some food appear on the table, but that's another story. But after all of these kinds of things, Jesus goes out to a quiet place. Why? Because he's probably exhausted. Again, after all of this healing power has left him, again, it's like he has to go and recharge himself. And Peter shows up and says, everyone is looking for you. Again, he appears and say why everyone is looking for him, but we can probably see that they're looking for him because they want another parlor trick. They want to see another expulsion of a demon. They want to see someone being healed, left and right. All they want to see is the spectacle. Jesus then says, no, we must go on because I must preach in other places. And that's the only time the word preach comes into this passage. Again, were people listening to what Jesus had to say? Or were they just looking for something spectacular? Were they just looking for the special effects? Were they looking for the oddity to be revealed in our human life? Again, if we are people who are just looking for spectacle, we don't have to look far, again, because there is spectacle happening all over the place in our world today. But are we listening as believers, if that is indeed who we say that we are, after celebrating the birth of our Messiah as Christmas a couple of days ago, are we listening to what this Messiah has to say to us about love, about hope, about courage, about not following, false teachings, about not losing our heads when everything seems to be falling apart, about recognizing who our God is and who it is who leads us always, in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health. All those things, again, that married couples pledge to each other, our God pledges to us and never stops pledging to us. We have to be the people who recognize, again, what though this God is saying to us, what God is saying through Jesus of Nazareth to us, to not be waylaid by all kinds of spectacles, whether they be good or abhorrent. It is a spectacle that does not matter. It is the impact of what is said in the midst of that spectacle, in the midst of all these things that happen to us. May we, as we move into this first week in ordinary time, begin to listen more and more to what it is that God is saying to us, and allow God's words to lead us through the darkness into light, from the trouble into hope and glory. May the Lord give you peace.